Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And this little gem is the Knipex flush cutting plier, or what Knipex sometimes says, almost flush cutting plier. And it's the it's the 7201 160. It also comes in a 180 and a 140, and I got a funny story about those. But anyway, I was able to get this on Amazon for about $35. It looks like it's about $34 now. Funny story, I could not find the 140 or the 180 on Amazon, but I did find them on the Snap-on website, because Snap-on now has a lot of other tools besides just Snap-on, Bluepoint, etc. They sell Knipex on there, and they have the 180, and it's $70 some, and they have the 140, and that one is $60 some. I'll compare it head to head with the Snap-on. This is the 786CF. It's their, beautiful, just absolutely amazing flush cutter, my favorite. This thing right now on the Snap-on website is $82 for this single thing. So you could buy almost 3 of these for the price of one of these. A few other entries here. Here's the Tsunoda. This was in the 20s. I don't recall the price, but it's a really cool plier with the way it's got that gripping area plus the flush cutter right there. And it's got the fine tip that I love about the Snap-on. Really well executed. Here's kind of a classic diagonal cut. That's what we'll compare it to. This is that little USA-made Milwaukee. I love this thing. If you don't have one of these, put it on your list. Milwaukee also makes a flush cutting plier in kind of that small Klein form factor. I've done a video on the Klein versions, but as you can see, for a $12 plier, it's not bad. And then another one is this Kaiweets. This is a brand that makes some inexpensive multimeters, etc. It's very powerfully spring-loaded, and it does have a flush cutting set of blades at the top end, plus a stripper right down through the center. But anyway, a lot of times we use these on zip ties, but they are designed for almost any plastic. If you're separating model parts, or you're doing any kind of production work where you have to separate plastic pieces from the supporting material. But I use them mostly for zip ties. You can also use these for lead, apparently. Apparently it's a good flush cut for lead, although I'm not sure what you flush cut lead for, but Knipex does mention that. So anyway, if I take a traditional pair of pliers like this standard kind of side cutter, and I snip off a zip tie, you can see that it is not flush, and it has fairly sharp edges there. If I use something like these, and then clip this, I'll give it a little more click there. So you can see if I press those up against it, snip that off, there's really nothing there. So there's no way that you can scratch yourself. Whoops, I just pushed that forward. Try it again here. There's no way you can cut yourself if there's nothing sticking up for you to cut yourself on. And this is smooth. The Snap-on here, similar. Snap-on does allow you to get those little tiny pincers in there and snip that off. It's probably the best I've seen. How's the $12 Milwaukee show up in this competition here? Got to remember to press it all the way. It's easy to tilt it, and if you tilt it, all bets are off. How's that? Pretty good. Probably good enough for most. You're not going to have a massive bloody owie, but it's not perfect there. Let's try the Kaiweets. Press that. Snip that off. That did a really, really good job. You might be able to see something there, but remember you're looking under the edge. Not perfect. Actually, the more I think about it, that's not, let's pull that out, not quite as good as I thought. There is a little teeny weeny bit there. Let me try these Knipex again to get my baseline back. Pull that out and turn it. You can see that's flush across the bottom. And Knipex, and Snap-on again. There's nothing there. It's hard to see, but that's what's going on. That might not have been the best cut either. Still snip this off. Look, one click. One click there. Line it up. Shoot it across the room, and there it is. Anyway, the Knipex, look at that. Nice clean cut. So if you're interested in a set of these, a set of good flush cutters, I can recommend those. The Tsunodas as well. Click on those right there. Really smooth. That's absolutely one of the best there. But anyway, these are quite expensive but very nice. I love the tips. The Knipex are more like a traditional side cutter, except they're a flush cutter. One of the things I do with these that I've started doing is I have to protect the tips. And so what I've got here is, I haven't decided what to do yet. Because they're spring-loaded, I usually put like a piece of inner tube around the end. But what I wanted to do is also protect that blade. Don't want anything knocking into it, because that's what these are good for. You ding that a little bit, it's useless pretty much. So what I've been doing is just dropping a piece of inner tube over the top. That's how far out it goes. It both holds it and protects it. It's in there secure enough, but I can easily pull that out, just slip it on. So what it needs is a nice collar. I tried the snap-on one on it. It doesn't work, doesn't fit. I tried the Engineer screw extraction cap for a pair of spring-loaded pliers I have. It doesn't. So right now it's going to live inside this old inner tube. Anyway, I love those things. I'll put a link below for them if you're interested. Or you can, of course, go to the Snap-on site and pay twice as much. But overall, for a flush cutting plier, take them out of there. These Knipex are great. And with that, Doc out.